All right, so we're going to talk about channeling reptilians. And one of the things I'm going to get into is channeling the mafia. We're going to see what we can find out if we get in touch with one of El Capone's spirit guides or possibly the El Capone on the other side. Uh, that's going to be interesting because there could be a reincarnation where he's not on the other side, but you still could tap into channeling a representation of El Capone as he was when he crossed over. Um, That sounds interesting to me. Channeling Lucky Luciano might be possible. Channeling is fun. Now, we have 7 spirit guides for each chakra, and then after that, there's many more spirit guides. And I'm very in touch with my spirit guides. And one of the creatures that I enjoy the most out there in the universe is the reptilians. And there's supposed to be over 10,000 different reptilian races just in our galaxy alone. And there's different reptilians who serve different purposes. And I've had interactions with the reptilians, both good and bad. And the reptilian race is more sophisticated and more intelligent than humans, and the technology they use is more sophisticated. A lot of reptilians use more Earth-based technology. Their technology is far different than us, and the way they perceive humans is a lot different than the way humans perceive themselves. Anyhow, so you have the Draco reptilian, the ancient reptilian, and the ancient reptilian took some what you describe as Pleiadian women and intermixed with them, breeded with them, and you had a representation after that of half Pleiadian, half Draco, and that's one faction of the Nephilim that came down to Earth. One faction of the Anunnaki that came to Earth, and the Anunnaki is something I've researched a lot. Zachariah Sitchin wrote many books about the Anunnaki, and of course Jordan Maxwell was in business with Zachariah Sitchin, and they were involved heavily with each other in a lot of lectures, and I think they were producing some sort of series they were supposed to produce, and it never came to being for whatever reason. It was canceled. But anyhow, so I channel reptilians. A lot of times I can feel the kindness of the reptilian race that's here on Earth, and I have a strong connection to the animal kingdom, to indigenous animals like elephants, dogs. I can channel creatures under the ocean like octopuses and whales or whatnot. I just close my eyes and meditate on their energy and feel their presence on the earth. Like I can be sitting here and I can feel the grass growing in different places of the world. I'm very involved with the animal kingdom and I look at grass as being a part. You know, grass is an animal, but I'm saying um, all living beings, all living life that stems from the earth, which includes plant life. And so, therefore, you have the Draco reptilian, and you have the Anunnaki, and the way I view the Earth is I'm a human being. Um, Originally, my great ancestors going back came from what you know as the Sasquatch people or the Yeti, the abominable snowman or whatever, which it took them billions of years to naturally evolve. Like the Bigfoots naturally evolved over billions and billions and billions of years into what they became. Then you had extraterrestrials who intermingled with the Yeti and created modern humans. And it wasn't a fast process. It happened over a long period of time that they came to where humans are now. And I think the Bigfoot was very intelligent creatures. I think they were smarter than humans in a lot of ways, and I think they were more dangerous than humans in some ways. Um, and so you know, I want to find out. I want to channel with the reptilians and find out what was going on back in the '60s in New York with the mafia, and not an investigation into the mob, but just interesting stuff the mob was doing in the '60s. Also, I want to do some work on missing people and whatnot. Um, I think the way I feel, I think the mafia is interesting to me. I don't. I've had so many negative experiences with whiter people, like white people with blonde hair that look like that, like blonde hair and blue eyes type white people. I've had a lot of negative experiences with those type of white people, And so the mafia, to me, the mafia isn't a race, but Sicilian Italian type people, I feel a lot more comfortable around those types of people than I do the regular white people from, like, for some reason, the white people from England and Germany. I just don't, especially the white people coming from England. I just, it's just something about that accent and the way they look. It just spells danger to me, that there's something wrong. These people have come to do something, have come to manipulate or do something wrong. And I know that may be interpreted as having some sort of racist type of view, but it's just all the negative experiences I had with white skinned people. It's just, I've had so many negative experiences with white skinned people. It's just unbelievable. I've never had black people or Hispanic people or Asiatic people do nearly the the the, the, the negative things that I've had coming from white people. You know, it's almost sad because a few years ago I was the type of person where I could think like, you know, it's bad. You know, I had changed my life so much and my thinking so much. I had come to the conclusions that everybody deserves a fair chance. Blah blah blah. Now I see why there's black people out there who just kill. They'll get some white person alone and just beat him to death for no reason. Now I see why that happens. A few years ago, I would have had trouble looking at myself like that, but now I just I just look at it like these white people have done so much wrong to me. It's just, I don't know. I can never. I don't think I could ever trust a white person, to be honest. Um, but anyhow, uh, so anyhow, I want to use the I trust even when it comes to extraterrestrials. If some extraterrestrials showed up outside and they looked white, I'd probably be afraid. I wouldn't want to deal with them. But if they looked like reptilians, I'd probably feel safer, because my interaction with white people has led me to believe that these white people, you just can't be trusted. So if some ET showed up and they were reptilians, even if they looked scary, I'd probably trust them more. You know, because I don't know. That's crazy, isn't it? But anyhow. So channeling the reptilians, I take my hand and I go like this, and I get energy that comes in. And some of the energy, I was asking questions about contract stalking, and they were explaining to me there's a planetary ritual, there's a global ritual going on that deals with feeding off of fear and hysteria and negative energy, and that's why a lot of wars happen. That's why a lot of horrible things happen. That's one of the reasons why the contract stalking is going on. And the reptilians had been explaining that to me. And then the reptilians that explain it to me are like a collective group of reptilians, and a lot of those reptilians, a lot of those reptilians like me, and I want like, as far as this channeling stuff goes, I wish I can get a better communication with some of these reptilians. I wish these reptilians would take the people out that have done the worst to me, like the people who've plotted against me and who've entrapped me. I wish the reptilians would do something to them and get rid of them. Just like send some sort of explode, like make them spontaneously combust or something. Like just go away type of thing. Just leave Jameel alone. Just go away. And the reptilians, um, the reptilians live within the Earth, and they live in different dimensions, and they're around us at all time. And so then there's other species that live around us at all time, like the Greys, and the Grey alien extraterrestrial abductions that actually comes from the ancient reptilians actually help the Greys, because the Greys are a future representation of the Anunnaki, or future representation of humans in a parallel world where they got to come back and get DNA from humans to keep their civilization going. But they went through the Draco reptilian in order to do it, and the Draco reptilian is like obsessed with time travel and trying to control dimensions and realities and all that stuff. And so the Greys are involved with the Draco reptilian. So anyhow, I'm looking at this book, Rosicrucian book. But anyhow, so channeling, I just take my hand and just go like this. Channel information. One of the things I want to get into with the reptilians is occultism within the street gangs. And I look at street gangs as being significant and important, um, because they're community organizations. And I think a lot of the graffiti, you see a lot of the graffiti in Chicago and in Los Angeles, but mainly the graffiti in Chicago, you can tell it's connected to the occult world. I wanted to get the reptilians' viewpoints on that.